the land of Egypt, a land of ancient wonders. But beneath the grandeur, a darkness had fallen. The Israelites, once honored guests, now toiled under the harsh rule of Pharaoh. Generations had lived and died under this oppressive yoke, their cries for freedom lost in the desert wind. Welcome to Bible Stories and Chronicles channel. We will talk about the story from Exodus 12 to 15 in this video. If you like to hear beautiful stories from Bible, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you. High atop Mount Sinai, a lone figure stood bathed in divine light. Moses, chosen by God to be his shepherd, to lead his people out of the darkness. The covenant had been made, a promise whispered on the wind. God had heard the cries of his people. He had seen their suffering. The instructions were precise, echoing with divine authority. These were not mere suggestions but commands that carried the weight of life and death. The ancient texts, meticulously preserved, detailed every step that needed to be taken. Each word, each phrase was imbued with a sense of urgency and importance. The Israelites knew that their very survival depended on their adherence to these divine directives. Each Israelite family commanded to select a lamb. This was not just any lamb but one that would be chosen with care and reverence. The head of each household would go out into the flock, eyes scanning for the perfect specimen. This lamb would become a part of the family, living with them, eating with them, and becoming a symbol of their collective hope and faith. A lamb without blemish, a symbol of purity and innocence. This lamb had to be perfect, without any defect or imperfection. It represented the best of what they had to offer, a sacrifice that was worthy of the divine. The lamb's purity was a reflection of the people's desire to be seen as pure and blameless in the eyes of their God. This lamb, a sacred offering, would stand between the Israelites and the impending plague. It was more than just an animal, it was a lifeline, a bridge between the mortal and the divine. The act of offering the lamb was a profound gesture of faith and obedience, a testament to their trust in the divine promise of protection. Its blood, a powerful symbol of life and atonement, would mark their homes. This act of marking the doorpost with the lamb's blood was a declaration of faith, a visible sign of their covenant with God. The blood served as a protective barrier, a shield against the forces of destruction that were about to be unleashed, a beacon of protection in the encroaching darkness. As night fell, the marked homes stood out as sanctuaries of safety and divine favor. The light within these homes, flickering softly, was a symbol of hope and resilience. It was a night of waiting, of watching, and of unwavering faith in the promise that they would be spared from the coming devastation. The aroma of baking bread, usually a comforting scent, now carried an unusual weight. The Israelites, forbidden from using leaven, a symbol of corruption and impurity, prepared a special bread. Unleavened bread, simple and pure, a reminder of their hasty departure, of their exodus from the land of bondage. Night had fallen upon Egypt, a night like no other. The air, thick with anticipation, crackled with an unseen energy. The Israelites, their hearts pounding in their chests, huddled in their homes, their doors marked with the blood of the Lamb, a silent plea for protection, a beacon of faith in the face of impending doom. The blood of the Lamb, a symbol of sacrifice, a testament to faith. Painted on the doorpost, it marked a boundary, a line drawn between the Israelites and the impending plague. A simple act, yet profoundly significant. An outward declaration of obedience, a visible manifestation of their trust in God's promise. A palpable shift in the atmosphere. The air grew heavy, thick with dread, the silence of the night shattered by an unearthly wail, the sound of terror unleashed. The angel of death, a harbinger of destruction, descended upon Egypt, his purpose terrible, his judgment swift and merciless. The first cries of anguish, a chilling counterpoint to the angel's wail. Then, a cacophony of sorrow, a chorus of despair that echoed throughout the land. The plague of the firstborn, a swift and merciless judgment, had been unleashed upon As dawn painted the sky with hues of hope, a profound silence descended upon Egypt. The wails of grief were replaced by an eerie stillness, the air thick with the weight of loss. The angel of death had vanished, his purpose served, his judgment delivered. Dawn broke over a devastated Egypt. The cries of mourning echoed through the palace walls, a stark contrast to Pharaoh's recent pronouncements of power. The death of the firstborn had shaken the kingdom to its core. A night of terror, a dawn of hope. The Israelites' exodus begins. Under the cover of a star-filled sky, the Israelites began their exodus. They left behind the land of their oppression, carrying only what they could bear on their backs. Their hearts, however, overflowed with hope, their spirits lifted by the knowledge that they were finally free. Into the unknown, a journey of faith and uncertainty. The journey was arduous. The relentless sun beat down upon them, the air thick with the smell of dust and sweat. The terrain, unforgiving, tested their resolve with every step. The pillars of cloud and fire, divine guidance on the path to freedom. In the annals of history, there are moments that stand out as beacons of divine intervention, guiding humanity through the darkest of times. One such moment is the story of the pillars of cloud and fire, symbols of divine guidance and protection on the arduous journey to freedom. As if in answer to their prayers, a sign appeared in the heavens. The night sky, vast and infinite, suddenly became a canvas for a divine message. The stars, which had always been silent witnesses to the struggles and hopes of humanity, now seemed to align in a celestial dance, heralding the arrival of something extraordinary. The dramatic sky, with its swirling clouds and bursts of light, became a testament to the power and presence of the divine. A pillar of cloud by day, a sight both awe-inspiring and comforting. This was no ordinary cloud. It was a manifestation of divine will, a guide through the harsh and unforgiving desert. The large white cloud stood out against the endless expanse of sand, a constant reminder that they were not alone. It moved with purpose, leading them forward, providing shade from the relentless sun, and offering a sense of direction in a landscape that could easily disorient and overwhelm. A pillar of fire by night, a beacon of warmth and light in the cold, dark desert. The fire, with its flickering flames and radiant glow, was a symbol of hope and protection. It illuminated the path ahead, dispelling the fears and uncertainties that came with the night. The dramatic fire in the desert was a sight to behold, a reminder of the power and majesty of the divine. It was a source of comfort, a sign that they were being watched over and cared for, a beacon of hope in the vast expanse of the desert. The light, whether from the cloud by day or the fire by night, was a constant presence, a guiding force that never wavered. It was a symbol of the divine promise, a reminder that even in the most desolate and challenging of landscapes, there was always hope. The sunset over the sand dunes with its warm golden hues was a daily reminder of the beauty and wonder of creation. A sign that the journey, no matter how difficult, was worth undertaking. This was God's presence made manifest, a tangible sign of His love and care for His people. The divine light in the desert was an awe-inspiring phenomenon, a reminder of the spiritual presence that permeates all of nature. It was a sign that the divine was not distant or detached, but intimately involved in the lives and struggles of humanity. The natural world, with its beauty and majesty, became a canvas for the divine, a testament to the power and presence of the Creator. A tangible reminder of His promise, His protection, His unwavering guidance. The protective light over the desert travelers was a symbol of the divine covenant, a promise that they would never be abandoned or forsaken. The people, walking through the desert with the light as their guide, were a testament to the power of faith and the strength of the human spirit. The symbolic guidance in the desert landscape was a reminder that, no matter how difficult the journey, there was always a path forward, always a light to guide the way. The cry at the Red Sea, trapped between despair and faith. The Israelites, their journey long and arduous, finally reached the shores of the Red Sea. Its vastness, a daunting obstacle, stretched before them like an unbreachable wall. The pillar of cloud, their constant guide, had come to a standstill, casting a long, ominous shadow across the rippling waters. With a heart full of trepidation, Moses turned towards the Red Sea, his staff held aloft. "Fear not," he proclaimed, his voice infused with a strength that belied his own anxieties. "Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." As the first rays of dawn painted the sky with hues of hope, a new chapter in the history of the Israelites began to unfold. The air was filled with a sense of renewal and promise, as if the very universe was celebrating their survival and newfound freedom. The journey had been long and arduous, filled with trials and tribulations that tested their faith and resilience. But now, standing on the cusp of a new beginning, they could finally breathe a sigh of relief and look forward to a future unburdened by the chains of their past. The last of the Israelites reached the safety of the opposite shore. Exhausted but exhilarated, they turned to witness the final act of their miraculous deliverance. With a roar that shook the very foundations of the earth, the walls of water that had stood as a barrier between life and death began to collapse. The sea, which had parted to allow their escape, now closed in on the pursuing Egyptian army. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a testament to the power and protection of their God. As the waves crashed down, engulfing the chariots and soldiers, a collective sigh of relief swept through the Israelites. They had been delivered from the hands of their oppressors, and the realization of their freedom began to sink in. The walls of water collapsed inward, engulfing the pursuing Egyptian army. The sea returned to its place, erasing the path that had been their salvation. The Israelites stood in silence, their hearts filled with gratitude and reverence. They knew that this moment would be etched in their memories forever, a symbol of their deliverance and the beginning of their journey to the Promised Land. As the sun continued to rise, casting its golden light over the landscape, they felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. They were no longer slaves, but a free people, ready to forge a new legacy for themselves and future generations. The dawn of a new day had truly begun. The story of the Exodus, a timeless epic, a testament to the enduring power of faith and the indomitable spirit of those who seek liberation. It's a story that transcends cultures and generations, its message resonating with anyone who has ever yearned for freedom, for justice, for a life lived in the light of truth. The Exodus story isn't confined to the pages of history. It lives and breathes in the hearts of those who continue to fight for justice, equality, and freedom in all its forms. It's a story that resonates with every individual striving to break free from the shackles of oppression, whether those shackles be literal or metaphorical. We will continue with another beautiful story from Bible in our next video. Subscribe so that you will not miss it. Thanks for watching.